Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay, Hanged Man. You're someone who is very willing to give someone the shirt off your back, you know. You're a self-sacrificing, very selfless type of person. I think that you very often put your own needs, wants, desires, feelings, even your ideas, sort of on the back seat. You know, maybe things for another day. Yeah. You give, you're a giver. You have feelings about this, though. It's not always a good thing. It sometimes feels that you're underappreciated. I think there are people in your life that need you. I think there are people in your life that need you to be strong. Okay? Well, we got to put this card into some context, but I feel that you very often sacrifice yourself for the sake of others. It's been, I think, a very common energy in your readings lately. I think you've had the Hanged Man a few times so far. In the last couple of months, probably. But let's see. Is there something in your life that we need to maybe look at a little differently? Is it time for you to change your approach a little bit? Is it time to stop hanging here and instead time to rise up, time to triumph, time to sort of emerge from this watery depth and say, it's Virgo time, you know, Virgo o'clock, if you will. Let's put this card into some context, though. Let's see what else is going on here. Oh, yeah, we got a Three of Cups. You're getting some appreciation. You're going to be very, I think, very well rewarded for all of your sacrifices in life. Now, we could be talking family, friends, could be talking business, career, work, creativity. Maybe you're in school, maybe you're retired. It doesn't matter. Okay? Before we move forward too far, let's select an angel number card. Your angel number is 333. Support, growth, creativity, joy, community, vision, talents. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus inward. Aha. Work on your skills, discover your talents, and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and sense of competence. It does wonders for your sense of purpose, and it contributes to your community. Well, that's what the Hanged Man is doing too, diving into the waters in that sense. Diving into yourself, right? Rather than staying here suspended, feeling as if there's no time for you, there's no time for your own expression, right? Three of Cups, the expression of your emotions. There's no time for you to talk about your desires or to express your needs and wants and your hopes and dreams and to really dive into yourself to, as it says here, work on your skills and your talents and your imagination and your inner artist and all this stuff, you know, to do the inner work that you need to do. Because the Hanged Man is suspended here. But if you let yourself drop, if you let yourself fall, right, if you immerse yourself in yourself, tremendous joy awaits you. I like this. Support, 333, support. Well, 3, right? I wonder if we're going to get a 9 of Cups as well. Between these two cards, this week you're being told to Immerse yourself in your feelings, in your emotional depths. What do you want? What do you need? What do you require in life right now? What are your skills and talents that you need to work on, focus on? What are some issues that you got to deal with, right? What are those inner things that you need to pay attention to right now? Okay. I think that you're going to find a lot of support from the people around you when you make it clear that you need to take time for yourself, or that you've got to focus on some of your own projects, etc. You will find support. Okay, I still feel that you're being appreciated and recognized for the sacrifices that you've made in life, whether this is work or school or, at home, family, friends, whatever it is. Let's put the rest of our cards out on the table, okay? We have a Princess of Wands. I love the Princess of Wands. This is the card. We're dancing with the tiger, right? That we're doing some intentional movement. We're getting in touch with our bodies, right? Getting in touch with ourselves. And one of the best ways to do that is by getting in touch with our bodies, how we feel, right? Maybe the Hanged Man, you've been pushing yourself physically. It's not just, mentally, emotionally. We got to remember the body too. You've been pushing yourself physically. And you need to be aware of that. You need to do some, I think, intentional movement, whether it's just stretching, whether it's swimming, whether it's just going for a walk, whether it's just meditation, right? Or some simple kind of exercises where we just become aware. Maybe it's just the body scan, the yoga nidra, right? I like that. I like the Princess of Wands here. We have a Seven of Swords. We have, interesting, a Prince of Cups. Could be a Scorpio energy in your life, okay? This may be the person that you care about the most in your life right now. Family, friend, whatever it is, right? Whoever it is. I feel like it's someone that's the person that you are sort of sacrificing everything for. I don't know who that person is. They may or may not be Scorpio. They may or not be a water sign person. I don't think that matters as much as the fact that it's a water card. And we have all water here, right? Water, water. And the Hanged Man is pure water, right? So this is the person in your life that you care about the most, okay? Other than yourself, obviously. Yeah. One more card for the Path of the Dove. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, yes. This is the moment where you get to balance your commitment to other people in your life and your commitment to yourself to create this good fortune, to create this expansive opportunity. I feel like this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing where it's just like you've got all this stuff inside of you that needs to be expressed, that needs to come out, that needs your attention. And if you can do that, I think you're expanding your world. I think you're leveling up your world. Sometimes we think the only way to succeed is to just continue, basically killing ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually by giving, sacrificing. The Hanged Man is a card that says, if I'm not moving, it's like we're a shark. If we're not moving, we're dying. No, the Hanged Man is sort of misleading in that way because it looks like we're being idle. It looks like we're not doing anything here. And nobody likes to be in this position where it feels as if we're not doing anything. So we continually push and give and sacrifice, thinking that we are creating, something momentous or monumental, I guess. And you are. But you can accomplish so much more when you sort of alternate that with periods of introspection with, your Power card, your Hermit energy. Okay? If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay, let's finish up our cards here and then we'll get into the reading in more detail. We've got a Five of Pentacles. We've got the Universe card. We've got a Princess of Swords and a Nine of Wands. Yes, your life needs you to be strong. I don't know if there's one particular person in your life really that needs you to be strong. I feel like the world needs you. You know, the universe needs you to be strong. I feel like there's been some delay in your relationship with someone or something. And maybe this is sort of a general feeling in your life of isolation. Yeah. The universe card, to me, it feels as if as your world expands, you're worried about losing connections. We think of an expanding universe, the distance between stars, right, gets greater and greater and greater. As our world increases, so does the distance between our personal relationships. We get further away from our people, you know. And I think that this is a concern for you. You want to stay connected with your people. So in some ways it feels as if I just continue to give and give and give and sacrifice, my world won't get so big that I lose connections with people. So unconsciously, we sometimes try to keep our world very small so that everybody can stay close. And sometimes even, you know, maybe our parents have done this to us. We do this to our kids sometimes. That we don't encourage them the way we really should. We don't encourage ourselves the way we really should. Maybe we aren't encouraged the way we could have been by our parents. To go, to expand, to leave the nest, you know. And in that way we keep the world very small. Everybody stays very close together. We don't lose connections. We don't want the kids to go off to college because we're going to lose touch. You know, there's the distance between us, not just physically, but then mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That distance is going to increase as well. So sometimes we want a smaller world, but your world is getting bigger. Okay? Your opportunities are growing. I think this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, maybe for you yourself to accept some growth, accept something really wonderful in your life that, yes, it may put some physical distance between you and your people, or your home, or your whatever. It doesn't have to create that spiritual distance, though, at the same time. Okay? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. It's going to go right here with our very own Kelly Kapoor, right on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but we'll tie everything together. It will give us our confirmation. If you got a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's take a look around the room. We're sort of confronted with some of these major arcana energies, these three: Hanged Man, Wheel of Fortune, Universe. The Hanged Man kind of is uncertain. The Hanged Man is a little in between decisions right now, right? A little undecided. Suspending judgment, not acting. Of course, we got this card of action underneath you. There is something in your life right now that is really going to bring you joy if you accept the opportunity, if you trust in it. But there is a worry that it's going to separate you from your people. Okay? So it kind of says that we're willing to sacrifice the success in life so that we don't have this vast, cold, and lonely universe feeling. Vast and cold and lonely, right? Seems like a universe without life. There's no love here. It's cold, right? It's a cold and distant place. We feel alone. We don't want to feel alone. You don't have your hermit energy here, okay? So I feel like this isn't so much about you needing to go hermit mode. I feel like this is you not wanting to feel disconnected from the people that mean the most to you. Maybe there's one particular person, right, that you really are really connected to. This feels like your favorite person, you know, the most important person to you. And the opportunity for this kind of success, for this joy, for this recognition, maybe there's a trip that you are being invited to take, but you don't want to. It'll take you away from your person. Maybe this is sort of a bigger implication here. Maybe it's a life choice, a life path that you're sort of split on accepting or taking advantage of, right? There are desires in you that you wish to follow. There are skills like we see here, the growth, the creativity, the joy, right? The vision, the talents. Work on your skills, discover your talents, use your imagination. It does wonders for your sense of purpose, and it contributes to your community. So it feels like this is an opportunity, a skill, a talent, a desire, a wish. The three, this could be your wish, right? You have a wish in life that you wish to follow. Yeah. That it feels like your mission. It feels like this is your deepest kind of thing. And inside, yeah, you got this Princess of Wands that's just ready to get out there and start dancing with this tiger. But there's a reluctance in you because you feel as if it's going to isolate you. If you feel as if it's going to be a hermit kind of energy, kind of cut off from the world. That's why we have this cold and lonely universe. But as the 333 support angel number says, it's going to contribute to your community, your communication and unity with the people around you. Okay? So I feel like we're worried about it being something that it's not going to be. I think you can be sure that this is a path that's going to help you connect even more with people. Community, communication, and unity. Yeah, that's what we're after. And so this week you're being told to not sacrifice your dreams for anything else, anybody else. Not sacrifice your dreams based on a worry, a doubt, not based on this sort of negative internal dialogue. Not sacrifice your dreams for anything. You're being told to immerse yourself in this opportunity, in this joy, in this potential, amazing, monumental, once-in-a-lifetime moment. Don't let this moment pass. Okay? Underneath the surface is, of course, our Princess of Wands. I love the intentional movement here. So we've got our major arcana. We have fire here, two places. The fire underneath you and the fire that really shows you strong out there in the world, following your will, right? But staying connected also. We see the strong connection in that card. And our water energies up here. Our air energies are over here. And we have our earth energy here, and even the universe world card, it's an earth energy. It's a Saturn and earth energy, okay? Whereas the Wheel of Fortune is a kind of, let's say, a Jupiter and earth energy. So we're worried. We see the universe as being sort of cold and lonely and dark and unforgiving. And as the world expands, sort of our world gets smaller, you know what I mean? But of course, Jupiter is here, saying have faith, hope, and trust that as your world expands, so will your love, so will your joy, so will your connections and your community, your communication and unity. Okay? So who do we trust here? Jupiter and the Wheel of Fortune? Or it's kind of, you know, Saturn and the universe card? Okay? As your world expands, so does your sense of connection. Yeah. So does your joy, your prosperity. Real prosperity. It's kind of saying I can have money, but I'd be lonely and miserable. Well, you can have both. You can have money and you can have connection. You know, you can follow your dream, follow your will. And it will be, it's not like you're selling your soul. It's not as if you have to sacrifice one for the other. And that's, of course, the Hanged Man. It sort of feels like if you accept one thing, you have to give up another thing. If you accept water, you have to give up fire, right? If you accept the universe, you've got to give up community. You've got to give up real wealth, right? And I think that's some black and white thinking that we don't really need. But the fire energy underneath, the Princess of Wands, inside you feel a growing, burning hunger to do this. It feels almost that it's getting harder to sort of ignore this burning in your belly, right? I think it's important that you get in touch with your body as well. The whole intentional movement, the body scans, yoga nidra kind of meditations, very important. Okay. This card is a card of impulsive behavior as well. This card is saying, we're ready to take some risks. There's part of you inside. It may be that inner child kind of thing. It's just like, it's ready. It wants to take a risk on this Three of Cups dream. But we don't want to be reckless. We don't want to be risky and impulsive. We want maybe calculated risks, right? So we've got our Seven of Swords back here. Seven of Swords is it's a card of futility. Because sometimes when there are too many options, we feel overwhelmed. Too many options gives us that uncomfortable feeling. We start to doubt. And doubt is nothing but the uncomfortable feeling when there are too many options. Okay? Because then we feel like it's futile. There's no, I don't know what to do. So we just sort of give up and we just let the swirling forces of chaos around us direct us. And that's the Hanged Man. Another sort of interpretation of the Hanged Man, or another aspect of its energy. Not directing the boat. That we've just fallen into the river, wherever it takes us. We've fallen into the vast ocean. And whatever current happens to catch us is where we're going to go. Because we have given up, right? Trying to figure out a direction. Too many options, we get that uncomfortable feeling. We start to doubt that any direction, any option here is, they're all equally good and bad, you know? They're all equally risky or equally potential for prosperity, okay? So, in that sense, you've done the calculations, but I don't think you've gotten any closer to a decision or to a peace of mind. But let's consider that this card's in your past position. This feeling of, there are too many options. I want to let the chaotic forces of the universe, direct me where I'm supposed to go. In that sense, too, that we are sort of giving up our will and our intention, and we're letting the needs of others sort of direct our lives. Until this Three of Cups really shows up, and this, I think, overwhelming fire energy that's growing in your belly. In a way, we have to relinquish the mental energy and trust in this current. These are your needs. This is you sacrificing your mental, this is that mental part of you sacrificing itself to your deep spiritual needs, to this dream of yours, this wish of yours. To me, the Three of Cups really is talking about that wish, because I start to think of like 3 wishes, and what would we wish for if we had 3 wishes? Maybe that's a good exercise for us today. In the comments, if you want to leave me some comments, and I love to read the comments, let me know what your 3 wishes would be. If there were if you stumbled upon a djinn or a genie or a ring magically inscribed, what would you wish for? If there was some power in the universe that came to you and had 3 wishes for you, what would you wish for? Yeah. And I think in this case, the Seven of Swords is us saying, I can't decide what to wish for. I'm not going to wish for anything. I'm not going to wish for anything. This is going to remain a potential. I'm always going to have these 3 wishes in my back pocket, because I can't decide what to wish for. Anything I think of, it says, well, I could wish for unlimited money. Well, okay, but what does that mean? You know how in the trope anyway, the motif of the wishes being granted, we think of Midas, right? I wish for everything I touch to turn to gold. Well, be careful what you wish for, right? So we start to see the futility of that kind of thing, following this dream, following this wish. It's like there's something bad going to happen. There's this big opportunity for you to have this crazy success, monumental success. And the way our mind works, we think, I can't go that direction because it's going to come at a cost. It's like Spirit saying, oh yeah, you can have all the money that you wish for. Yeah, but you're going to be lonely and miserable. That's the part that they don't tell you. That's the fine print, right? The Seven of Swords is us figuring that there's always some fine print. You know, oh, look at this beautiful automobile. This could be yours. Yeah, but it's a gas guzzler. But it's not safe. It's going to break down every 5 minutes. The taxes are going to be crazy on it. You know what I mean? There's all these hidden conditions or hidden consequences to things. And every path we try to take our mind down, every scenario we come up with, it says, yeah, it seems good, but then there's going to be the fine print. You know, it's like, here, you're being granted the vision to see into the future, but only a microsecond into the future. It's like that catch-22, you know. Thankfully, this is behind you. Yeah. I think you're going with the flow of your own wishes, your own desires. You're taking this opportunity. I think you are trusting in it. I think the Hanged Man is doing that trust fall with the universe into your own dream, into your own future here. This person's still very important to you. You still very much care about their needs. I think they are going to support you, okay, in your growth, in your creativity, in your joy, in your community, in how you are contributing to the communication and the union, right, of your world. The Prince of Cups, I should point out too, this isn't just the other person in your life that you want to keep close, that you don't want to have any distance between them. This is also you coming to realize that there is that part of you that needs to get out. This is the inner artist. This is the one who has this ruthless need, this drive to express themselves. And it sort of bubbles up underneath as the Princess of Wands. And if we don't express ourselves, right, this is water and air. This is fire and earth. They couldn't be more different, right? And if we don't express ourselves consciously, the Princess of Wands is going to do so unconsciously, meaning we're going to get ourselves into some calamities. Okay? Unconsciously, we're going to sabotage ourselves. We're going to find ourselves in some situations we don't want to be in. Any kind of strong psychic energy pushed down to the unconscious is going to wreak some havoc at some point. So it's better to consciously express this than to let it stay underneath. Now we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. We've got a Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is a card that is worried about the outcome of things. I think there's a financial situation in your life that does need to improve. This is the opportunity, perhaps, to improve that. Okay. This is feeling a little bit physically unstable. This is feeling like there's not a profound strength right now. And I think it's important that we take these two cards together and we understand that there are things going on in your physical body, right, that you need to be aware of. I got to take a sip of my tea here, excuse me. These readings get longer and longer and longer. It's not my intention. I have a timer here, 30 minutes, that's my limit, but we always go over. And I'm sorry that keeps happening, but I appreciate you sticking with me. These two cards together shows that there is some sort of, there is some blockages of energy in your physical body. We've got to start moving the energy around in our physical form. Yeah. So I think that the intentional movement is very important for you. I feel like you're holding tension somewhere. And really, that's part of the Princess of Wands being under the surface. We're trying to ignore this part of ourselves, and I think it's causing some tension. Maybe you clench your jaw, as I do. Maybe you have neck or shoulder tension or elbow pain. Maybe it's ankles. I'm feeling some ankle stuff with you. Yeah. Feet, ankles. Yeah. So that's one idea here with the Five of Pentacles. But there's the financial component to this. There is, I think, moving forward, a willingness to upset the balance. It's kind of like we need a little bit of instability if we're going to find stability. So the Five of Pentacles is a card of worry. We're worried about the physical world. You know, when we start to feel some aches and pains in our body, right? At least I do anyway. I start to think, oh no, something's wrong. What is it? You know? So a lot of the times kind of like out of sight, out of mind. If I ignore the aches and pains, then I don't have to worry about them being something serious. Okay? I think a lot of people go through life that way. But we need to get in touch with our body. We need to figure out a lot of this kind of aches and pains we have. Of course, I'm not a doctor, obviously, right? You need to go to a doctor and see a professional. I'm not a medical person, although I was an EMT for a short while, but I'm not anymore. So I'm not qualified to give any sort of medical advice. But sometimes the physical things that we feel are because of our emotional energy, our psychic energy, right? And we think, well, sometimes if I pay attention to the psychic energy, then I'll fix my physical ailments, you know, some of them anyway. But the reverse can also be true. That if I'm feeling something in my body, then it's an indication of something that's going on in my psyche, in my heart, my mind, my soul. Okay? So we definitely need to get out here and we need to move a little bit. We need to just check in. Let's test our range of motion a little bit. Let's do some stretches. You know, maybe this is some kind of Tai Chi. Maybe this is a martial art. Maybe if I feel it's something graceful for you that you can get into. It could be swimming. It could be a dance, a slow kind of dancing. Whatever it is, let's start moving. Yeah. I feel that this is also a reluctance for you to upset the foundation of your life right now, though you know it's necessary, you know that it's needed. Of course, it's going to cause some worry. You know, whenever we sort of start moving things, changing things in the world, as it feels like we are with this Three of Cups, you're following this dream of yours. You're going after this. You're taking this chance. You're doing the calculated risk. It's going to perhaps upset the delicate balance of your life. It's going to upset the routine. This is you getting out of the routine. Okay. The universe card in your environment. This is a greater sense of community. This is you expanding your home, expanding your life. This is you realizing that your dreams, talents, and skills, you can contribute to your community by following your sense of purpose, as we see here, 333. But the community, that doesn't have to be just the people in your house or your neighborhood or your town or city or state or country or what province, whatever it is. It's the entire world. There's no limit to what is your home. This entire universe is your home. Okay? So we're expanding our field of experience. And perhaps it is something taking place very slowly, right? I feel like it's fast at first, right? We got this fire and earth, kind of a little bit of urgency here. But I feel like it really is a steady growth. It's kind of like your vision is growing at a certain pace, but your heart and your mind and your connections and your sense of community is growing equally. Right? It's kind of like a business that grows so fast. All the internal stuff doesn't have time to really catch up. And a business can get into trouble. Right? A business that grows slowly and steadily, all the internal workings can grow at the same pace. And so we get this very strong and stable business. You know, we have these overnight successes and they crash and burn. somebody who suddenly wins the lottery like this, right? One day broke, next day millionaire. Sometimes we hear stories, it doesn't go so well, they crash and burn, right? They end up worse off than they were. Because slow and steady, you have time to sort of learn what's going on. You have time to adjust and adapt. And that's part of our Princess of Swords. We've got to always be learning new things. Anytime we think we know something, anytime we get any new piece of information, we've got to look at it, analyze it, we've got to think about it. We've got to try to push past this. We've got to test our knowledge at every step, every point. And we've got to understand that we have a lot of growth to do, too. That if we're going to really achieve success, and it's going to be long-term lasting, we're going to have this sense of community, this communication, and this unity, right, this connectedness with the world, with the universe, so that it's not cold and lonely and miserable. We've got to be open to communicate, to learn, to listen. Yeah, to be aware of our own, the limitations of our own knowledge, so that we can continue adapting and growing in proportion. The internal growth needs to happen in tandem with the external growth. Otherwise, here the world expands so fast, but our world doesn't grow as quickly, right? Or these could be in opposite positions too. It doesn't really matter. And that gives us strength. That gives us willpower. That gives us the power to withstand, the strength and the power to withstand the pressures of the environment. Because you're connected with something deeper, something more meaningful. This to me is like, you see these musical people, right? These artists, these famous musicians, that they just skyrocket to success. And they just sort of go wild. And it sort of breaks them, right? And they just spiral. And it's really a tragedy. We see that a lot. You know, it's a tragedy. But then you see some other people that are in the music business that have you know, unbelievable fame and fortune, but they have this longevity. They didn't spiral. Okay, and that's one reason why I like Maynard James Keenan so much, because he did sort of skyrocket to success. I know they worked very hard to get where they are, you know, but I think they were all fairly young when they had this really tremendous success, right? And any one of those, in Tool, right? Let's think of the band. Any one of them could have spiraled. They could have totally spiraled down. But they didn't. And I think that there's something deeper there that they've connected to, and that's that lunar energy that we see. That's why we got sun and moon connected. And they've done the inner work to expand themselves internally in proportion to how the world is expanding around them. So they didn't lose the connection to what was meaningful to them, right? And, you know, we don't see the same tragic story with some people that we see in others in similar situations. We think, what's different between one person and another person? Okay? And I don't know the answer to that, but I feel that it comes from an inner strength, from a strong sense of self, a strong sense of connection with maybe the true self, maybe the divine energy, God, goddess, deity, right? Guardian angel, spirit guides, ancestors, whatever you want to call it. There's a connection with something that is more powerful than the pressures around it, allowing us to grow in tandem with how our external world is growing, right? Let's look at the mystery card. I know this, I'm going off on a tangent here. Mystery card, 9 of Cups. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Ooh, I'm wrong. Page of Wands again. Same card as this one, right? Same card. It's reinforcing this idea of this burning sort of impulse within you. And I see that this Princess of Wands is vying to be heard. Vying to be heard. Struggling struggling to get out and to express itself. This is a fire in your belly that is growing, growing, growing. And yes, we can succumb to this. We can let this fiery creative energy out, and you can have this just crazy monumental success. But without that inner strength, it could be a tragic story. Yeah. So let's make sure that we connect with our bodies, connect with our hearts and minds, connect with our community, and have a strong sense of who we are, so that you can go into this success and have that inner fortitude that can resist the pressures, that is strong enough to endure not only the hard work, but the temptations that are there to kind of manipulate you or tear you down or to break you. You know, you've got to have an iron will. Yeah. So it feels like our page or our princess of wands, same energy here, is sort of maturing into this very, very strong Nine of Wands here. That makes sense? I feel this is really good energy for you. I know this was a long reading, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I don't want to see you miss the moment. You know, I don't want to see you let this moment pass, because this is really something that you're yearning for. There's this burning inside of you. This is your dream. This is your opportunity. Follow it. But be strong and make sure that you continue to grow and stay connected with your world, with your people, with your community. And this, I think, is going to be a wonderful opportunity for you. Yeah, 333, angel number. Keep that number in mind. We're going to do an extended reading. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo Tuesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from, and let me know what your 3 wishes would be. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.